When The Day Before was first announced, it had people more pumped up than a kid on Christmas Eve, and it quickly took a turn for the worse, not only becoming one of the worst games of all time, but one of the biggest scams in all of gaming history. And I made a whole video talking about The Day Before and how it was using stolen assets and all that kind of stuff, how all the signs pointed to it being a scam, but now the game actually released, and not only already released, but is already getting taken off Steam, and the developers are shutting down. Just 4 days after the game launched, the developer said, you know what? Time to pack it up, throw the bag over the shoulder on a stick. We're hitting the highway, boys. We're out of here. Which only solidifies this game as a bigger scam than those as seen on TV products. But so much has happened regarding this game the past 2 days between its developer, Fntastic, and its publisher, Mytona, that it's honestly gave me whiplash, and I'm going to try to catch you up here and give you the whole story of one of the biggest scams in gaming history. So we'll start here with Fntastic's statement that they put out yesterday, an official statement regarding The Day Before, and their company in general. They said, today we announced the closure of Fntastic Studio. Unfortunately, The Day Before has failed financially, and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. We invested all our efforts, resources, and man hours into the development of The Day Before, which was our first huge game. We really wanted to release new patches to reveal the full potential of the game, but unfortunately, we don't have the funding to continue the work. And that right there is just a bunch of baloney, a bunch of horseradish. Because if you watch any of the YouTubers' videos that have played the game, Video Game Donkey is a perfect example. The game is utter dog shit.
You'll never get me under this couch. This is the safest place to be in a zombie situation. Come and get me. You can't. I'm too high up.
It looks like someone who would put a square object into a circle hole developed this game. Like, there is nothing to it. It's so soulless and so obviously just a scam and a cash grab that they didn't even try to cover up their tracks. But they continue and say, it's important to note that we didn't take any money from the public during the development of The Day Before. There were no pre-orders or crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into the game. Yeah, and I'm fucking 6'9", I play in the NBA, I'm African American, and I got a magnum dong. At the moment, the future of The Day Before and PropNot is unknown, but the servers will remain operational. We apologize if we didn't meet your expectations. Not only did you not meet the expectations, you set the bar ridiculously high with those trailers, and then you somehow dug a hole and went way underground to go below that bar. But they say, we did everything within our power, but unfortunately we miscalculated our capabilities. Creating games is an incredibly challenging endeavor. So did they think making games was just going to be like playing hopscotch on the playground? It's just going to be all laughs and fun? Fntastic Studios is acting like they didn't hype this game up for years and make it seem like it was going to be amazing, mislead everybody, get their hopes up, and then let them down more than a kid that gets coal on Christmas. It doesn't make sense how they get in their head that they're trying to play the victim role here. It's so obviously just a scam. If I could think of English words, at the baseline of it, this is just a scam. If you look at the situation, it's a scam. Because if you've seen any of the advertising that they put out for years, they said they've been working on this game for 5 years, and that's about the timeline of the trailers and teasers and whatnot they put out. The game looked amazing. It looked like it was going to be potentially one of the best games of all time. But what came out was nothing like what they advertised. It was such false advertising that it could pretty much be advertisement for a different game entirely. And it makes you ask the question, what were they doing for those 5 years of development? Did they just release the trailers and then start undeveloping the game? Because the game has less features than the trailer. So did they just jerk off for 4 years? Like, what the hell were they doing? We're grateful to everyone who supported us during these difficult years. It's been a fantastic journey over the past 8 years. And they put a little roadmap from 2015 to 2023 from the opening of their studio. Fuck. I forgot how to breathe and I swallowed my own spit. But they just show all their game releases. Apparently they've released 4 games and then 5 including The Day Before. And also that's the same year that they release or that they're shutting down. So that's like a double whammy, a double header, the release of the day before and a shutdown. But pretty much the community sentiment is that they should refund everybody and they should be expecting a lot of lawsuits. But since Fantastic Studios is being hung in town square, it's the public punching bag for the video game community right now. People are poking fun at them. They're all taking jabs, game developers alike, because games like DayZ have even put out parodies of this post, literally just copying it and filling in their own little words for their game. But I gotta say, DayZ isn't exactly the best game to be laughing at a studio that's failing and their game isn't great and not what they advertised and whatnot. They're not the best game to do that, but it is funny to see. And then also Rust just stole DayZ's post and then like obviously crossed out and put Rust where it says DayZ, which I thought was very funny. But to hop straight back into the Fantastic story here, the real meat and potatoes, they did follow up and answer the people that were asking for refunds and said, answer to those who ask for a refund, Matona and we're currently working with Steam to allow refunds for any player who chooses to request one. Regardless of game time, Fantastic will receive $0 and will receive nothing from the day before sales. So this is a very good development in the story. It's a very great thing to see, and I have seen countless people actually getting refunds with over the Steam standard 2 hours threshold thing. So that's very great to see. I hope Fantastic Studios really does not get any money. I hope they don't even see a pocket lint from this game. I hope all they get is just bruised egos and kicks on their asses as they're heading out the door. But in the replies here might just be one of the most baffling things I've ever seen a company respond with. Someone said, unbelievable that you guys hyped this game up so much, and this is the end result. You guys are an absolute disgrace to the video game industry. And their reply to this was our first big experience. Shit happens. Shit happens. It's bulletproof argument. It's airtight, really. How can you argue against that? You just committed vehicular manslaughter. You were drunk driving. You killed a bunch of pedestrians because you drove on the sidewalk. Shit happens, dude. All you can do is pick up what's left and move on. Carry on with your life. Shit happens. It's just baffling to me that their response was shit happens when they just blatantly misled people with their gameplay trailers to the point where they stole all their money, to the point where the game was just completely fake. And then when they release it, they got caught up in the lie and had to backpedal and try to do as much damage control as they possibly can. But this isn't even where it keeps going. It somehow gets worse. Matona put out their own statement. It's just pretty much the same thing that Fantastic said. But the real crazy part is, I've seen Big Fry here posted this. The company, Fantastic, seems to be rebranding and transferring all their games over to a different company. So as you can see here, the Wild 8, which is one of the games they mentioned in their official statement, got switched to the developer 8 Points. And the same thing for Prop Night. It got switched a couple times in like a couple hours on December 11th. And this is just some real shady dealings. It feels like their attempt to, cover up their fingerprints and transfer all their previous... Sorry, I almost threw up. Transfer all their previous games over to another developer to maybe throw them off the trail, since they know a bunch of lawsuits are coming. But I guess they don't understand that a paper trail exists and is very easily traceable straight back to them. I don't know if that would help them out legally transferring over games, but I thought it was real shady that they were doing that. But anyways, if you go to the Steam charts here and look at the day before, you can see how much of just a drastic nosedive this game's stats did. In the first day that it came out, there were 38,000 players at its peak. And then almost immediately, just like the day after, not the day before, but the day after, the player base had dropped pretty much to nothing. Down to 8,000 from 38,000. So it lost 30,000 people in the matter of a day. And then since then, it's only been continuing to go down on this fun little roller coaster ride, to the point where now only 874 people are playing right now. But on top of this game just already being a massive failure, everyone's seeing them for the phonies and the scam artists, the snake oil salesmen that they are. The game is even getting slammed by IGN, notoriously known for giving bad things good reviews, gave the day before a 1 out of 10, calling it unbearable. I think that's the first time I've ever seen IGN give anything a 1. I don't think they've ever gave anything a 1 before. I've never seen it. And that's saying something because IGN reviews just feel like they have a board with different talking points and different numbers and they just shit in their hands and throw it at that board and that's what they give the game or whatever they're reviewing. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to cover one of the biggest scams in all of gaming history and I will catch you in the next one.